Greetings, YouTube. So I was listening to NPR on the way home from work this morning, and they were discussing the fact that if there is ever an Equality Act in America, one that says that all peoples must be treated equally under the law, regardless of a laundry list of categories, your race, your ethnicity, your political affiliation, your religion, your gender, your sexual orientation, the whole, plethora of traits that humans can potentially have. Um, that there are people in America that are concerned that that would have a negative impact on their religious liberty. Now, religious liberty is an interesting concept. See, in America, we have a Bill of Rights, and the first Bill of Rights has a clause in there. It says that the United States government is forbidden from establishing a religion. So that the government is forbidden from saying that this religion is better than all the others out there. It cannot establish itself as having a state religion. America had been under the rulership of a nation that had a state church, and numerous countries in the world have or have had state churches. Um, and they knew the dangers of that the dangers of fusing religion and state are bad. Having state and religion separate, that the wall between that is very important. It's a way of protecting both the state and the religion. That seems to be a point lost on religious folks sometimes. They seem to rethink that the separation of church and state is such that it protects the state, but they don't understand it also protects the religion, because that means that no one's telling them how to conduct their religion except with very, very narrow controls. I mean, there are very few controls on religious entities in America. But they're concerned, in particular, I'm talking about South Carolina, which is a state that has no protections for people in the LGBTQ community. They're concerned that if this Equality Act becomes a law, that it will impact their religious liberties. I'm a theist. These little things around my neck are not just decoration. These are actual holy symbols. Um, but I'm also a theist that not only believes in my gods, but also accepts science. And I phrase that very carefully. I accept science, not because I believe in science, but because, for example, in the case of evolutionary theory, because it is the best explanation for the diversity of life in the world around me. I don't have to believe in it. I accept it because it's the best explanation. If someone comes up with a better explanation that is even more thorough than that, I will jump ship. No one's done that yet. All they've done so far over the last 100 years is refine evolutionary theory more and more and more. It looks like it's, got some good legs there. I don't think it's going to be going away anytime soon. The reality is that the folks in South Carolina in particular we're talking about, but this also counts for social conservatives across America of the theistic stripe. I'm not discussing atheist social conservatives. That'd be another video. All right. But what they want to do is they want to use the Establishment Clause to endorse their particular brand of bigotry. And that's not what the Establishment Clause is for. The Establishment Clause says that the state cannot endorse a religion, cannot establish a religion, cannot adopt one. That does not mean that all peoples cannot be treated equally. And treating everyone equally has no impact at all on your faith. Saying that everyone has to be treated the same, whether they're white or black, or brown, or yellow, or red, or green, or plaid, has no impact on your religious liberty. Saying that everyone must be treated equally, whether they're a man or a woman, doesn't have any impact on your religious liberty. As a religious entity, you can be as sexist as you want to within the confines of your faith. For example, having no leadership roles for women, very damn common in many religions, which is one of the reasons I oppose organized religion so vehemently. Saying that all peoples should be treated equally, whether they're straight or bi or gay or anything in between, or all of the above, has no impact on your religion. Even though most social conservative faiths are deeply prejudice against people that are not strictly 100% straight, even though there are very few people in the universe who are strictly 100% straight. And a law that says that everyone has to be treated the same, whether they're cisgender or transgender or non-binary or gender fluid or anything else that someone wants to use to describe their particular gender outlook, does not impact your liberty. But these organizations are looking for a law that will not affect their ability to be publicly bigoted against the trans community. And for those out there that are all upset about the fact that cis and trans aren't real words, go bitch at the Romans. Those words have been around for a very long time. And for people out there that are confused about they and them being used as singular pronouns, they was a singular pronoun before you was a singular pronoun. So yeah, etymology, fascinating topic. Most people that bitch about they and them being used have no concept of how that works, even though they use it themselves all the time. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So these people are just bigots. That's all they are. They're just bigots, and they're bigots looking for ways of defending and endorsing and supporting their bigotry, and afraid that the law may say you can't be bigoted in public. You can't try to force people to live the life you want them to live. Now, I've been saying this for years. You want to be socially conservative, go for it. I think it's a deeply, deeply unhealthy way to live. And if you go and get some decent therapy, you'd understand this. But if you want to impose socially conservative ideology upon yourself, have at it. I'm sorry for you. But if you're going to try to attempt to impose that socially conservative ideology onto everyone else, and you're trying to use secular law to achieve that end, fuck no. You don't get to do that. And an Equality Act would make sure that that was enforced. It was endorsed and supported. And that scares the crap out of socially conservative theists. It probably scares the crap out of socially conservative atheists as well, because they also enjoy being prejudiced. So your religious liberties are not endangered at all. And you don't understand the First Amendment the way you think you understand the First Amendment. And you're just trying to use a holy book of your particular flavor to justify your bigotry. Too damn bad. If an Equality Act ever passes, I don't know if it will, it isn't going to impact your religion. It will impact your bigotry. And if you can't separate the two, that's your problem.